Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Nat. How are we on this fine day? Actually, it's sort of warmish for a winter day, but anywho, I am playing with the Crafters Addiction Slatted Arches. So you have in this you have three sizes, but in each die set you have the slatted area. That's going to cut out sort of the insides with the slat. You'll see it. You'll get the gist in a minute. Then you have another one that will go around the outside for a stitched detail. And then that's this one. And then you also come with, my voice is being funny today. Then you also come with another one that just cuts out a standard arch, but I'm going to use my Paper Rose stitched Aussie size rectangles to sort of finish off my edge and make sure my slatted window is straight. I am using the Lawn Fawn Baked with Love set. I've had this set for quite a while and we haven't used it, but it has lots of little baked with love. The sentiment that we're going to use today is, I didn't bring the card in when I went to do my voiceover. Sweet birthday, I think it is. Or a sweet day? You'll see. I am stamping this down with Memento Tuxedo because we're going to do a little tiny bit of Copic colouring. I am using B04, B01, and we're going right down to a B quadruple 0. I'm making sure that we've just sort of, where something is overlapping something else, is going to have a little bit of a shadow, and it's just going to give us a fine little detail. There's not too much to this colouring, so I'm going to let you just sit there and enjoy it. Yeah, so it's a little bit, for a winter's day, it is a little bit warm today. It is sort of around about 17 degrees. There is a big difference between 17 degrees in summertime and wintertime. I personally think, I don't know, that's what I think. But it is quite windy. And in my area, we have a lot of deciduous. What's the word? Would they drop their, I don't know. Would they drop their leaves, not evergreens? And so there is a lot of leaves around. If you don't know, if you haven't been to my channel for any length of time, I actually moved about a year ago from my old house that I'd been in for 23 years, and we didn't have nowhere near, we had all evergreen trees pretty much around us. I had a couple in the backyard that dropped their leaves, but not like here. So not like here. There is, you vacuum up all the leaves and they're right back there. Super quick, but I do like it. I am using G16, G02, G00 and G000 for a very muted little green combination. I am using sort of pretty much only 3 colours in this card. It's all we're going to use. We've got this blue, which is a soft blue, but it's sort of a brightish blue, really. A muted, almost sort of sagey, I suppose, green. And then for the rest of my elements, we're just going to go in with the warm greys. Most of my area here that we're going to use for the warm grey, so it is, I'm just going to use W6, W4 and W2. The flower, I'm going to not use W6, and we're just going to do it with W4, W2, but I am going to bring in W0 for a very, it's going to be like a, I don't know, a wholemeal flower. That's what I figured I'll just do. There are little pieces like on my piping bag and also on the Mixmaster or the mixer, depending on where you're from. That is just going to be one flat color of the warm grays which is basically underneath the bowl and just above the bowl where the mixer, where the paddle, that's the word, will connect to the actual machine. So you've got so many dimensions, and you've got a couple of different colors here with lots of highlights and everything else, that you're going to know it's there, but no one else is going to realize. Your eye is just going to see all the other dimension that we've got in this coloring, that you're not going to see that these couple little places have a flat color, because it's going to be the warm grays anywho, and it won't matter. It won't matter at all. I will leave a link down below to my blog, and you can see some more colors. You can see all the colors, I should say, and you can also see a couple more photos of the card, and of course close up in the blog post. This is my flower. We're nearly finished. We're just going to do these little bits and pieces. Oh, look at that. I lied. I did actually went and use a couple of combinations. So my sentiment is going to be stamped out in VersaFine. So we have a sweet birthday. It actually took me a couple of times to stamp that. It was not playing nice. I have raised this up with some double foam on the back of my card base. I'm going to also raise this up with a little bit of foam. I'm just going to get the position of my elements here and figure out where everything goes. This sentiment is still a little bit too long. He is also raised up, but he only has like a single layer. My foam tape is very thin. We're just sort of getting an idea. I was just about to go away when I made this card, and I packed my little foam, my finer bottle. So I decant my glue, which is just the Paper Rose liquid glue, which is awesome. But I decanted it into a smaller bottle, and it was already packed. And this was literally the day before I left, and I'm like, I'm not pulling it out. We're just going to make do with this glue. It is great glue, but sometimes I get a little bit over zealous with my squeezing, let's just say, and it does go a little bit everywhere. But it is great glue. We'll just spread that around a little bit. And a little bit more. And I'm trying to be not quite so heavy-handed, because I am very heavy-handed with my colouring and with my glue. So that is why I just decanted into a smaller container, because then I suppose it has also actually taught me to be a little bit heavy-handed, because I've gotten used to having a small hole to get the glue out from. But I can use that excuse to the cows come home, and we're not going to believe it. Don't worry, we're not going to believe it. Trim down my banner a little bit more, and that's pretty much my card. So if you are, I've had a recent sort of increase in subs, so welcome. I am, if you can't tell from my voice, I am an Aussie card maker. I do a lot of colouring, but I do also do a lot of fun folds. A couple of times at the beginning of each month I do some fun folds. Otherwise it's just me having fun, and let's just see what happens and where we go with this. So thank you for subscribing. I hope you like what you saw today. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.